This is the bound edges of facing on a curved hem using 12mm 1/2 inch narrow bias tape. So we're not going to see the tape, but we'd see it on the inside of the garment. So for this I've chosen a red. So it's the same, except this time, do you remember, you put it on the right side and you turn it to the wrong side. So it's exactly the same with a narrow tape. You unroll and stitch in the ditch. So it's slightly more fiddly. Do you see? Because you've only got like a couple of millimeters, but see how you go. Let's stitch that down. My foot pedal has disappeared. Right, let's keep going. So again, you're wanting to get that edge nicely placed around the edge of that curve. Give it a little press. I mean, not a press, what am I saying? Put pins in if you like, just to help you. So I'm just trying to stitch in that fold as I go, guiding in the fabric. All the way to the end. Back tack. I cut my binding a tiny bit bigger, so I'm just going to snip that down if I can. Ooh, oh, it's camera, sorry. And here I'm going to just snip my threads there. Then this is the one, do you remember, we're going to turn it to the inside of the garment. If this was a garment, you might want to give it a wee press now, which I'm going to do out of camera because my iron is just behind. So you would be pressing this then down, I'll show you in a second, down onto the bias tape, just to help you when you get the next layer. Do you see? So I've pressed the seam down onto that tape like that, so it's nice and flat. And then what we're going to do is turn the whole tape to the inside, do you remember? And we're going to stitch here along this line. So this is the one where you do see the stitch on the outside of the garment. So if you were wanting a feature even on the outside, just a contrast thread might be nice. And we're trying to stitch just within the edge of that tape. And I'm ever so slightly pulling my tape to make sure it is definitely on the inside of that hem. I don't want to see that red peeking out. So I've almost got like a tiny bit of a roll. Do you see? I'm going to stitch all the way around. Back tack. Oh, my spools run out. Oh, how annoying. Well, you can see the start of it anyway. For my, I think, for my sample, I've got another one I'll show you. But look, I was supposed to sew, wasn't it, all the way around. My spool ran out, but look, you get a lovely finish. Oh, my spool was all jumbly as well, so we'll trim all that off at the start. But that's what you want, is a nice row stitching, and that would just continue right the way around the hem of your skirt. So that would be, if that was a skirt, and that was all up, obviously, we would have none of it showing on the outside. But when you sit down or you walk, you have a wee flash of your binding on the inside. So that's the binding as a facing. Obviously, if you were using it for a real garment, you might not, make sure it doesn't shine through as well, the colour. But there's so many colours you can use, and it's a really lovely way to finish off the inside of a hem. So just see if you can top stitch that neatly all the way around and get that finished.